Holocaust Memories Never Forget. A Gentile baby boomer's painful journey into the Shoah. Section 6. Brutalste Gewalt. Brutal Violence. Part 29. From the 1st of January 1943 until the end of the war, May 1945. Secret plans to remove Hitler from power or kill him outright had been active since 1938, and at least 6 failed attempts were made to assassinate him during the war. Of those plans, the one which had the most chance of success, called Operation Valkyrie, took place on the 20th of July 1944 at Wolfschanze, or Wolf's Lair, Hitler's highly secure headquarters in East Prussia. Later, this assassination attempt was called the 20 July Plot by the Germans. By the middle of 1943, it was clear to many anti-Nazi civilian groups and some high military leaders that Germany was losing the war and would face an ignoble future after being defeated, especially knowing that the Allies were now fully aware of the Nazis' ongoing mass murder of Jews. Operation Valkyrie had 3 main goals. Number 1, assassinate Hitler with a bomb at Wolfschanze during a high-level meeting with his general staff. Number 2, use the reserve army, whose commander was a co-conspirator, to establish martial law and eliminate threats from organizations such as the SS, SD, and Gestapo. And number 3, establish a new government whose leaders would sue for peace. Lieutenant Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg, a passionate German nationalist who lost his left eye, right hand, and 2 fingers on his left hand fighting in North Africa, volunteered to plant the bomb, which was set to go off 10 minutes after activating the fuse. Because of Stauffenberg's status as a war hero and his position as Chief of Staff for General Friedrich Fromm, he would have full access to the secure bunker where the meeting would be held. With the fuse activated, he would excuse himself after getting an important phone call via help from another co-conspirator, then try to get away from the Wolf's Lair before the bomb exploded. The coup failed for numerous reasons, each of which built upon the other over the next few hours until there was no chance of success. Listed here are the most significant events which doomed Operation Valkyrie. Only one of 2 bombs was activated, reducing the chances of working as planned. A general who was sitting near Hitler at the conference table lifted the briefcase containing the bomb and placed it behind a heavy oak leg beam, blocking the direct line to the Führer. As Stauffenberg drove away, en route to a waiting airplane which would take him to Berlin, he saw the explosion and was convinced that no one could have survived the blast. While Stauffenberg was airborne, word came to the co-conspirators in Berlin that Hitler had survived, creating confusion among the plotters. Upon landing in Berlin, Stauffenberg called the plot leaders and insisted that Hitler was dead, adding to their indecision. His co-conspirators were waiting at the Nazi headquarters in Berlin, known as the Bänderblock, where they planned to establish a new government. Despite conflicting information on Hitler's condition, the commander of the reserve army ordered a full takeover of all German military, police, and governing bodies. Some elements of the plot continued while others were terminated due to conflicting information, destroying any chance that Operation Valkyrie would succeed. After Himmler learned of the attempted coup, he notified other Nazi leaders of the plot and named a new commanding general, who quickly took control of the situation. Stauffenberg arrived at the Bänderblock fully convinced that Hitler was dead, but after military personnel loyal to the Führer arrived, he and other co-conspirators were arrested. Later that evening, Stauffenberg and numerous others working with him were taken to the courtyard and executed. Records indicate that over 7,000 people were arrested for involvement in the coup, which included innocent family members and almost anyone who may have communicated with the co-conspirators. Of that number, records show that nearly 5,000 were executed over the next 7 months. Hitler believed General Erwin Rommel was part of the conspiracy, but out of respect for this famous war hero and his service to the Third Reich, he allowed Rommel to commit suicide with cyanide. The publicized report of Rommel's death stated that it was caused by an earlier war injury.